inoccupy ng Pilipinas ang Hainan Island. Yun, illegal occupation yun. Pero yun, nandito sila within our 200-mile exclusive economic zone. Sila ang squatter, illegal occupant sila dito.
Matapang ang naging pahayag ng sangay ng depensa ng Pilipinas sa patuloy na pag-aangkin ng Tsina sa West Philippine Sea. Saan pa ni Defense Secretary Gilbert Chodoro Jr. gagawa ng seryosong hakbang ang bansa para panagutin ang Tsina sa mga iligal na aktibidad nito sa ating teritoryo. Noong nakarang buwan nang naghain ang bansa ng panibagong diplomatic protest laban sa China, kaugnay ng dangerous maneuvers na ginawa ng barko nito na naging dahilan upang mabangga nito ang barko ng Pilipinas. Ilang bansa rin ang nakiisa sa pagkundena sa mapangahas na aksyon ng Tsina. Kabilang na rito ang Estados Unidos sa pangunguna ni US President Joe Biden.
I want to be clear. I want to be very clear. The United States defense commitment to the Philippines is ironclad. The United States defense agreement with the Philippines is ironclad. Any attack on the Filipino aircraft vessels or armed forces will invoke our mutual defense treaty with the Philippines.
Sa gitna nito, may ilang tila may agam-agam sa posibleng hakbang ng kaalyadong bansa sakaling lumala pa ang tensyon sa pinag-aagawang teritoryo. Dahil pangamba ng ilan, baka bumalik lang tayo sa nakaraang may nagdidikta sa ating kalayaan.
General Bonner, the U.S. government has repeatedly said they will immediately react once our military planes, vessels are attacked by China. Ano yung stand nyo dito? And do you really think that the U.S. will do this? What's the scenario that you are seeing?
So under the mutual defense treaty that we have with the U.S., if any one of our countries are attacked, whether in our land or our vessels in the sea, the other country will come to the rescue or will support and defend also that ally. No? So ally natin yung United States. So mutual yon, kaya mutual defense treaty. If there's an attack also on American vessels, we will definitely go in to assist them, no? To protect them and to defend them.
So we're just so confident that once we're attacked, nandyan yung US.
Yes, and in fact, si mismong President Biden ang nagsabi recently that if anything happens in the South China Sea, particularly an armed attack on our vessels or an attack on land, they will come to our aid.
So dyan ba nagsisimula, General, yung sinasabi na, siyempre, nandito kami para sa inyo, kung anong sabihin namin, you just have to follow because this is the right thing to do. Naging diktador daw ang US sa atin?
Hindi totoo yun. No? I totally disagree. In fact, tayo ang nagdidikta. No? Because we have our own interests no? in our country. And ang ginawa natin was that as part of the treaty, Mutual Defense Treaty, we have now this MDB-SEB, Mutual Defense Board, and Security Engagement Board. Yung Mutual Defense Board deals with the traditional defense activities. For instance, yung mga balikatan exercises natin when it comes to mga military exercise. The Security Engagement Board deals with other activities other than military activities. For instance, humanitarian assistance and disaster response, yung mga engineering assistance natin sa mga iba't ibang mga lugar, and so on. No? Hindi military related. Marami tayong ginagawang mga activities with the United States because they are our ally.
And this includes joint patrols, drills in the West Philippine Sea, including Australia, Japan, South Korea, and other countries supportive of the Philippines.
Yes. So right now, we have a visiting forces agreement with the United States, which allows them to come here on a temporary basis so that we could train together and we could operate together in terms of, let's say, joint sales. Meron din tayong similar agreement with Australia.
Are you saying that these drills could not provoke China?
No, it has been happening for several years. In fact, yung balikatan exercise natin has been going on for more than 3 decades
So
already.
can China also have joint patrol with the Philippines?
Well, we have a memorandum of agreement with them on defense cooperation
With China?
with China. Oo. Kaya nga nagpapadala tayo ng mga officers na nag-aaral doon. Officers and enlisted personnel. Sa ngayon, for instance, dahil nga sa mga nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea, pinahinto muna natin yung pagpapadala ng mga officers because we fear also for the safety of our officers, no, na pinapadala natin doon.
You're zeroing in on the safety of our soldiers, of our officers. Right in the West Philippine Sea, the islands there, may sinabi kasi si former President Duterte. He's saying, may mga pinagagawan tayo doon, hindi naman isla, pinalibutan lang naman ng tubig yun. And wala man tayong kalaban-laban dyan. Malalagay lang sa panganib ang ating mga sundalo. Ibigay na lang natin yung mga isla na yan dahil marami namang isla ang Pilipinas. How do you respond to that? What is your reaction to this statement?
Well, as long as kami, the Armed Forces of the Philippines is concerned, it is our right to protect our territorial waters and our sovereign rights in the exclusive economic zone. Kung may mga bansa na umaangkin ng mga isla na ito, no, it is our right, of course, to defend na sabihin natin na illegal naman talaga yung ganung
Sir, because of this conflict in the West Philippines, I am sure that when it comes to national security, the armed forces is so careful in our dealings with China nowadays. Are we?
Yes, we are. No, yes, we are. But we have to remember that China still is our biggest trading partner.
Correct. But on the matters of national security, we are so careful.
Yes.
But there were criticisms that the armed forces of the Philippines allowed the Chinese to install their gadgets, their telecommunication lines in the military camps in the Philippines. Is that true? And how do you respond to that criticisms?
If you're referring to the telcos building their towers inside the camps, it was actually an accommodation made by the armed forces because in the past there were several instances when the towers were destroyed by elements of the communist terrorists or local terrorists, no? Pinapasabog nila yung mga telcos, yung mga towers, no? Pinapabagsak nila. So there was an agreement that came out before. I was still a young officer when this came out na kaya nga pinayagan, no? Kasi kami nung for instance when I was a battalion commander, one of my tasks was to make sure that none of these towers will be blown. Talagang pinapatrolyahan namin yan. So sabi namin, instead of us putting detachments in every tower, so, kung meron kayong tower at kaya naman na ilagay sa loob ng kampo, mas maganda. At least mapoprotektahan na namin. No? So that was the initial objective of that. Kaya may mga ganun. No? May mga ganun agreement. But recently, because ito nga, may mga nagsasabi na itong mga towers na ito ay nagagamit na parang nag-iispiya sa atin.
Could infiltrate.
What na-infiltrate. We are now very careful with this. And in
Is
fact,
that possible, sir? That we've been infiltrated for the past
hindi
years
naman.
already?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Itong mga telcos naman na ito, yung towers nila, are really used to transmit signals. For example, dun sa mga cellphone natin and so on. So, pero hindi siya talaga nakatutok sa military na para may kuha silang mga information. And I don't think they were able to get information from us, no?
Right now, sir, because you are that careful, have you taken some measures just to erase or have peace of mind within the AFP?
Yes, definitely. So one of the efforts that we're doing now is that we are strengthening our cyber defense. No? pinapalakas natin yung ating mga networks at we are protecting our networks from attacks, no? From hacks, for instance. At halos araw-araw may mga attacks tayo.
So are we prepared to counter that attacks?
We have been successful so far in warding.
Because we are using civilian platforms.
Wala naman talagang minamanufacture yung ng sarili. So we have to depend on existing platforms na we can procure, no. But we are now very careful when it comes to the procurement of new equipment and new software and our cyber warfare capability. So palalakihin natin yung command, no, from a group, gagawin natin command, cyber command, no?
I don't want to mention this sana, but I think pwede rin na ma-discuss because there were reports that dumadami daw ang Chinese sa Pilipinas. And there were reports na may mga Chinese teams out to really spy and everything. Are you alarmed by these reports, sir?
We have read these reports, and of course we are doing things.
Are you
certain
alarmed by
things.
that, sir?
Oh yes, of course. But we are also in the process of verifying them, no? Kasi hindi naman talaga tayo maniniwala kaagad. For instance, dun sa mga recent na mga raid sa mga pogo or raid sa mga bahay na sinasabi nila na kuta ng mga infiltrators, no? At may mga nakuha mga barel, no? So we have to verify this very closely.
So you are confirming that there are reports,
There are reports.
that you receive
Yes, there are reports.
on this. And handa ba tayo? Do you have enough resources? Do you have enough money to, spy on them also? Intelligence fund, confidential funds? Would you ask for more allocation next time to augment your confidential intelligence to concentrate on these threats?
Ito lang ang masasabi ko. When we talk about territorial defense, we are not just looking outside. We are not just kaya nga I don't want to use the term external defense, no? Because it's a misnomer, nakatingin tayo sa labas. If we want to defend our territory, we should not just look outward. We should also look inward, no? And this is very important dahil baka no? Marami nang na-infiltrate sa ating mga institutions. So dapat talagang mag-ingat tayo. This could be one of the strategies that a country could do to another country, no? So we have to guard against that. And in order for us to do that, hindi lang kami sa armed forces. Dapat magtulong-tulong tayo lahat mga Pilipino. Kung meron po kayong mapansin na mga kakaiba, no? Kunwari mga dumadami na mga grupo na hindi naman taga roon. At isa lang ang alam nilang salita. Hindi sila marunong mag-Tagalog, for instance, or mag-Pilipino. I-report nyo sa amin. I-report nyo sa police. It's a national effort.
You mentioned about guarding our territory from other countries. There's this comment, nag-text sa akin yung isang military colonel active. Right now po, I do not see any issue with what the AFP is doing to accomplish its mandate, especially on the domestic front. I am concerned, though, on the AFP's readiness to confront aggression, terrorism from other nations on the scale comparable to what Ukraine and Israel are facing. How do you respond to that, sir?
We are in the process. Alam nyo, mahabang proseso ito. For the longest time, your armed forces of the Philippines has been involved in a lot of conflicts, internal conflicts dito sa atin. We were confronting the communist terrorist group, yung mga New People's Army, yung armed group nila. From a high of 25,000 fighters, they are now down to a little more than 1,000. No? Kukunti na lang. At hinihikayat namin sila na mag-surrender. No? At magbagong buhay para makasama nila yung mga mahal nila sa buhay. From a high of so many terrorists, no? They are now down to a few hundreds. Kasi nga nung Marawi siege, nang tipon-tipon lahat itong mga terorista sa Marawi. So we were able to defeat A lot of them, no? A big part of them. Ngayon, that we are now looking towards defending our archipelago, we need more ships, we need more aircraft, we need more missile systems, and so on. Kaya unti-unti tayo nagmo-modernize. At ito, kailangan natin ng tulong ng ating gobyerno, ng ating kongreso, para madagdagan yung ating pondo.
We believe in you in that, General Bonner. But sad to say, kahit sa dinami-dami ng ating accomplishments and programs na ini-implement, nabigla po ang sambayan ng Pilipino in the past few days na napabalitang may nagtatangka na magkudeta. Do you believe that there's enough reasons ang mga military to just talk about kudeta, the possibility of having kudeta in these crucial times in the history of our country? Sasagutin po yan ni General Bonner pagkatapos po ng ilang paalala.
Magandang Gabi Pilipinas.